Mom! Dad!
Dad! Juliet!
Neve! Hey everybody and welcome back. I don't know if you noticed, but I got a new nose.
Nobody noticed.
No, they can see it. They can see it.
We also upgraded our
Yeah,
theme too.
yeah. What did everyone think of our new theme? Please leave a comment or send me a message. That was, let's say it was AI enhanced audio.
It was not AI enhanced audio. We got Juliet a bluey drum set for her birthday, and that was one of the songs on it.
that is actually what the theme song's supposed to sound like.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's such a cool gift. It's so so everyone knows, we're trying to make Juliet really good at everything, so she's famous across all aspects of life. One of them being drumming.
Yeah.
So we got her a little cute drum set.
Yeah, and it's bluey. And she loves bluey.
She loves bluey. Jokes aside, though, she doesn't have to be a famous drummer.
Well, she might.
Should be though. Yeah. Okay. So everybody, welcome back. It's been a long. I guess it feels like it's been 2 weeks.
It has been 2 weeks.
We've missed 2 weeks.
No, but it's been 2 weeks since our last one.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. It's just been off. I had emergency nose surgery. I shouldn't say emergency.
It was not emergency.
Well, no, but it like came out of nowhere.
It did. Yeah.
Basically 3 weeks prior, I found out I was eligible to get this surgery. And it was either get it in 3 weeks or get it in 9 months or 6 months or something.
Yeah.
So I went for it. On my end, really, honestly, it was shitty surgery. Like, it actually was pretty freaking painful. I was surprised by it, but well worth it already. Like, the second he took the stents out of my nose and I could breathe again, basically I had like 2 plugs in my nose that were straightening out my septum. It was like a noticeable difference. Like, I almost like cried. I was laughing in the place. I was like, I can't believe this is what it's supposed to feel like to breathe. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, and no one wants to hear your breathing.
Well, no, that's the new nose. Just so everyone knows. If you hear that breathing, it's me.
Literally.
Yeah. From your side of it, how was dealing with someone that had nose surgery?
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Was it?
Well, just because like you were all doped up on painkillers, and then I also had to deal with the baby and the dog. And not saying you're a whiny, but there was a fair bit of complaining, which I don't blame you because it obviously hurt.
Yeah. See, I don't even remember, to be honest.
But there was a yeah.
Really?
And the snoring was real bad when you had the stents in.
See, when was I complaining a lot at the start, or was it just through the whole thing?
Just through the whole thing.
Oh, that's my bad.
But until you got them out yesterday.
Yeah. It's literally, for people to understand, it's like 2 pieces of plastic that are flat that are the shape of your whole nose, and that's like huge, right? If you actually see it. And then they have these 2 tubes so there's still air can like go through, but it kept getting like all clogged.
It goes into your sinuses as well, right?
Well,
into your under eyes.
Yeah, it goes deep in. Like, don't think of it as just what's in front of you. It's like inside, and you can feel these things pushing against like the bony structure of your nose. And it was actually like, I was talking to the doctor or the surgeon about it after, and he's like, it's weird because it's your nose, so everyone thinks like, oh yeah, but it's actually a really painful surgery because it's your nose.
Yeah. Well, nose is always like super sensitive when anything happens on your nose. You think about when you get like a pimple on the inside of your nose, like that's so much more painful than a regular pimple. And I know when I got my my nose pierced, like, even though it wasn't like one of the more painful piercings, like your eyes just stream because it's so sensitive.
Yeah, I thought the weirdest thing was randomly, like especially at the start, my nose would like throb and you could feel like it starting to drain out all the crap in it, right?
Yeah.
But when it was throbbing, it was painful, so my eyes would just like, when I say painful, it wasn't like I was like, it was just like, you're like, I can feel this.
Yeah.
And then your eyes would start watering. But then the weird thing was, your nose would start leaking tears like from out of them because they're connected, right?
My nose is crying.
Yeah, so my nose would be crying and I'd be like, what's going on? And like the whole time I'm literally just sitting there doing nothing, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'd highly recommend to anyone that has a deviated septum like already. Like, it's just, I can't wait to get out and start running again.
Yeah.
Because like I literally could, like, I could feel that one of my nostrils, like when I'd breathe in, the left one would just suck closed most of the time. I'd recommend getting the surgery. The painkillers, I don't like the painkillers. Like, they're fun while you're on them, but it's just a weird feeling. Like, you get so zonked out.
Yeah, you were pretty fucked up from the heavy duty ones.
Yeah, like I was like scratching myself and shit for like the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where we were. We're away out of that now, which is nice. That's a good thing. Thank you for taking care of me.
So now we're on week 1 again.
What do you mean?
Since our last missed podcast.
Yeah. Oh, let me write that down. Damn.
Week 1, baby.
Yeah, so we went 10 weeks straight. That's a pretty good streak to go on. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, and now the aim of the game is to beat that.
Yeah. And I think we can.
Oh, yeah.
I think we have the winter streak is a lot easier to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to now that everything's said and done. That with the summer, it's just I don't know. Summer's great. I hate to talk smack about summer, but I'm definitely a winter guy.
Yeah, I like hibernating.
Yeah.
I'm nocturnal.
Yeah, you are. You're well, but you're not.
No,
even
not nocturnal, but I hibernate
you're the one where
in the
you
winter.
always sleep.
I'm like narcolepsy. No, I'm definitely more introverted, but to the point of like not even like I had a nap today 2 hours after I woke up.
Yeah.
I just really enjoy sleeping.
Well, I feel like things like you still do stuff in the winter. It's just different. Like in the summer, you're like, yo, let's go to the beach and be in the sun and ride bikes everywhere and do that, which is fun. But it's a lot of work and effort. Whereas winter is like, oh, there's I have my soccer game, and then there's a Canucks and a UFC or something.
Yeah.
And a few people come over and we do that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's so much more chill.
Yeah. And I don't have to leave the house most of the time.
That's a nice one. That's a really nice one.
Which I love.
Yeah, so I guess, do you have any subjects you want to start with, or do you want me to start?
I have a couple topics, but I'm happy for you to start.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a sip of my sharp...
Oh, wait. First, we should cheers, because a week today is Juliet's first birthday.
Yeah.
So, cheers to us for doing 51 years of parenting.
51 years.
Wait, 51 weeks.
51 weeks down the journey, baby.
Yeah. So, cheers to us for that.
Yeah, well, I guess next week's podcast, because she'll be in bed by so we can
We'll still pod.
I guess next week's podcast should be the baby birthday pod.
Yeah.
Maybe we even bring her on before bed and ask her a few questions about being one before we send her to bed, and then we can continue recording after.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think she'd love
She'll
that.
Be like,
she can play the drums for the intro too.
Oh, first time doing drum set, and she just busts out an insane song.
Yeah, she's like. I think she's gonna love that though, because she loves hitting stuff.
Yeah, and she likes light up things that make sound too. Mm-hmm. And she is
classic baby.
Classic baby. My baby's special because she likes things that light up and make sounds. That's what makes her special. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about today, I tried just to give people an idea. I had an idea I thought it'd be funny to do a drugged up podcast, but I was under the impression that the drugs would be a lot less heavy, so I'd just kind of be a bit loopy. But I actually think it would have just been mostly me falling asleep and being like, ugh.
Yeah,
right?
You did not handle this.
No,
you could not be a heroin addict, that's for sure.
No,
or not a functioning one, at least.
No, well, that's probably good for me.
Yeah.
I did go down that path.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a plan to do that, and I my thing was, I was like, okay, I'm going to be home watching a lot of TV, so I'll just make a lot of subjects to talk about.
Yeah.
And I only got to one because I just was so freaking out of it the whole time.
Yeah. I said on Thursday, I was like, are we going to pod? And you just kind of looked at me with your doped up eyes, and I was like, we're not podding.
Okay, so Cocomelon is evil. It is the epitome of evil. For those of you that don't know Cocomelon, it's a children's show, but like an infant children's show, right?
Netflix,
like little babies.
Yeah.
And it's so goddamn awful. Like even before I knew the stuff I'm about to say about it, I thought Cocomelon was just goddamn awful.
Yeah, I've always heard like bad shit about it.
Just check it out on Netflix or even YouTube, just like Cocomelon.
Don't let your kids in the room.
Bedtime song or something. Yeah, don't let them in. It's It's like super shitty 3D animations of children, and the songs are literally things like this, like so catchy, and they're like 3-4 minutes of like, mom, it's the mom, and it'll be like, can you brush your teeth now, please? And then it cuts to the kid, and the kid goes, no, I won't. And then the mom goes like, please, kid, please. No, I won't. And it goes like on this loop, and then it's the mom like begging the kid to brush his teeth, and it's just super fucking annoying. Okay, like it's just annoying. And then I watched this thing about it, and it's even worse. It's like first off, I didn't even think of this, like the whole song and so many of their songs are their kids saying no to the parents. So your kid's subliminally sitting there just learning to say no to mom, and then whenever the kid does something bad or wrong, it like laughs.
No one hits it.
We can't edit that out.
Okay. CPS, please don't come for me. That was a joke.
She's not from here. Her culture's different. But so yeah, you're terrible.
I thought it was funny.
It is funny.
It's just not something you can say when you have a child
on a podcast. Just for the sake of, if the government's listening, we don't hit our child.
No, obviously not.
That was a play on words.
It was a little jokey joke.
Okay, so where was I with this? Oh yeah, so first off, it literally teaches the kids bad habits. Secondly, the colors, the primary colors, so yellow, green, and red, is that the primaries?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. It is.
It is? You're the color person. So the primary colors, red, green, and yellow.
No, not green. Red, blue, and yellow.
Sorry, red, blue, and yellow. The contrast is turned up, so those colors specifically are super bright. Yeah. Super, super bright. So like 100% maximum contrast. And I'm not going to say everything else is zero contrast, because then it's all just black. But it is turned down like a noticeable margin. They show you all of it.
They show you it compared to Bluey as well. And Bluey's really good like sepia tones.
Sepia.
So sepia is like a kind of like dulled version.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah, you can see it. I noticed right away as soon as I was like, okay, I have to look out for this. You do notice some shows you're like, the colors on this show are like popping bright.
Yeah.
And then the second thing that I thought was crazy was the transitions between scenes. So the for the viewers or the listeners, the idea is obviously you don't want your kid watching TV, but the more that the things have slow, gentle transitions and it just basically looks more real, like human life, is the better, because you're not stimulating them. That's really what it is.
Well, what it is the camera angles.
Yeah.
So the cuts in Cocomelon, there isn't a cut that's longer than 6 seconds, is what they were saying.
No, I thought it was like 3 or 2 seconds.
No, there isn't. They normally are, but there's not one longer than 6.
Oh.
And so that keeps your kid like hypnotized on it, whereas stuff like Bluey is way less engaging, and they continue the same shot for like a long time before it switches.
Yeah,
shots.
like one thing I've noticed is like, let's say Bluey's at the playground and she's playing on the swings, and then she wants to walk across the playground and go play in the sand
It's
pit.
the same camera angle.
It like keeps following her and it kind of expands the screen or whatever, but it doesn't just snap to a new screen. And so anyhow, this Cocomelon, it's actually really weird because the people that do it, there's a lot of lawsuits and shit against them. But it started out, if you watch it right away, you'll be like, this is such janky, like, low, like, it's not like this super impressive animations and stuff.
It's not.
So it's kind of weird. My thought with it is, these people obviously didn't do this to harm. There's no way that some nerds were like, let's turn up the contrast and do this to, like...
Well, I don't think they did it to harm, but at the end of the day, when you're producing a TV show, you want people to watch it. And if kids are addicted to it, then they're always going to watch it, right?
Well, here's what I was kind of thinking with that is, yeah, I agree. But the people that started it, I'd be interested to see if they're still the same people that were in charge of it when it became big. Because it, to me, seems very, like, pharmaceutical company style, where it's like... like, something big came in there, and they're like, what if we turn up the contrast and do this and this?
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't... The start of it, to me, it's kind of be like Miss Rachel. Like, if you told me negative things that Miss Rachel does, I'd be like, I don't think Miss Rachel started out with the intent of doing that. Miss Rachel's another really good educator on TV.
On YouTube, yeah.
But I don't know. I just find I just would like to know more. But I don't want to dig into it because I hate Cocomelon so much.
Yeah. Yeah, we have, like, a select few things that I don't mind Juliet watching. Miss Rachel, I love, but we watch less of now because Juliet is, like, super into it. Whereas anything else we watch, she'll kind of, like, she'll watch it for a bit, but she'll also be doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Like... we've watched a ton of the, like, old school Disney movies that I'll just, like, put on because I love them.
Yeah, I do
and
too.
she's like interested in, like, when there's music and stuff, she'll like watch and dance, but then she'll also be, like, playing at the same time. But Miss Rachel, she is, like, focused on.
Yeah, like, it trips me out. Like, every other thing before, I would have been like, oh, you got to watch out TV, and of course we don't just let her sit around and watch TV. But, like, if you, like you said, anything that goes on that's, like, from our generation of TV, it seems that she just sits there and watches it, and then pretty quickly, like, I've timed it before, it's no more than, like, 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not like she sits there for, like, 45 minutes. It's like, if it's, like, 10 minutes, she's been a long time just staring.
She's really interested in it, yeah.
Usually she's, like, within 2 or 3 minutes is kind of, like, looking at her toys, crawling around, doing stuff. But Miss Rachel comes on, and it's actually a hypnotic trance where, like, she won't interact. You're like, Juliet, and if you put your head in front of her...
But she'll, like, try and look around you, But she does also, like, she interacts with the TV at that point. Like, if Miss Rachel's like, oh, clap your hands, she'll like, clap her hands. That is true,
yeah,
you know?
She is doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... I don't know, it's weird because... Again, I don't think Miss Rachel's ominous, and the thing said Miss Rachel's really good.
Yeah.
It's just trippy the trance she goes into. But just so people know, Cocomelon is dumb bullshit. Like, it's actually just garbage. Yeah. Whereas Miss Rachel, the entire thing is, I guess you could call it...
It's speech. It's like, she started it because her son was, like, had a language delay. So she, like, researched a ton of stuff to help her son learn to talk, and then she put that in videos. So it's like, it's all about teaching kids to, like, talk and
yeah, like, if you watch
stuff.
it right away, you realize she's teaching them stuff. Like the Itsy Bitsy Spider, how she gets them to, like, do all the motions or like teach skills,
she does all of the baby sign language as well, which is the same sign language that we teach her. So.
Yeah, but yeah, it's I don't know, it's really weird. Do you mind if I go into another question that's just come off of this that I...
No, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a weird one for me. Like, I was talking to a few guys of the soccer team about this. How do you feel about people that make their money, and not weirdos, okay?
Yeah.
We're talking about, like, let's say, for example, like, No, not Miss Rachel, because hers is so like obvious what she's doing. It's for like little babies. But like let's say you're a famous YouTuber or someone. I don't even want to say just YouTuber. You're a famous media person.
Yeah.
Social media person, and you're your age. So even my age. It doesn't matter. But your main group target audience is like 12 to like 16.
Like Logan Paul.
Yeah, like it's weird, right? Like, how do you feel? How would you feel?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you're going and doing that kind of stuff, and that's your target audience, like, speaking strictly from a business perspective, taking morality out of it, like, those are the most impressionable people, right? Kids are like a blank slate. You can push on them whatever you want and they will buy it, and they will throw tantrums at their parents if you don't buy it for them. So it's a smart business move to have that as your target, but morality wise, it's a bit like it's a bit of a gray area.
It is like I don't know, because like I said, like I just right away I think of like people that genuinely are just like Miss Rachel and her whole like crew that do it. They just seem like I don't know them, but they just seem like they're like genuinely just doing it.
Yeah.
But then you go into other things and it seems like really weird. Like, do you know who Jack Doherty is? You probably don't.
Name rings a bell.
Okay, so do you know what Kick is?
The Messenger?
No, it's called Kick. It's like YouTube but hardcore.
No.
So basically YouTube kicked all these people off their platform because they were just like shitty people, right? Yeah. So what people started to get upset. They're like, we need a platform where you can actually just do whatever and show whatever. So Kick came out.
Right.
So Kick is basically YouTube, but it's not as big though. Like it's
like
trying
Patreon?
to be YouTube. No, it's not Patreon.
But it's like Patreon?
No, it's like YouTube.
Oh.
Like it's just have you heard of Rumble?
No.
Okay, Rumble. It's the same thing as Rumble. It's just someone that's trying to compete with YouTube.
Right.
But their like thing is like we're edgier. Or no, sorry, it's not. Is it? No, it's not Kick. It's not YouTube. It's Twitch.
Right,
the live streaming,
yeah.
right? So this is a Jack Doherty kid. Is like basically he started off with it doing on Twitch, and what he would do. This is when he was like 13. He's this like little kid. He'd do pranks like put a GoPro on his head and go out trick-or-treating the day after Halloween.
Yeah.
And then like that. And then so he became YouTube famous as this little kid. And then he got kicked off the platform because everything he was doing was just wrong.
Yeah.
So then he goes on Kick and he starts doing these live streams where he basically has a security guard and he antagonizes people by doing shit.
Right.
So he'd like go up to like the one of the most famous ones is he's walking around like this at a mall like being all weird, and he bumps into people on purpose, and the first person that's like what the fuck, and comes at him, his huge like 6'2" or 6'2" like 6'8", 6'9" black security guard, like huge dude, comes and is like, what are you gonna do? And so he made all this money and all this fame through it,
right.
But he's now like going under and he's a fuckhead.
Yeah.
But his whole thing was the whole time he's like 22, 23. This has all been in the last 2 years. The whole time his audience is like 11 and 12-year-old little kids. And I'm always like, that's so fucking weird and wrong. And like,
well, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, it's your intentions when you go into it. Like, for example, you look at Andrew Tate, right? Majority of his audience were teenage boys.
That's so weird.
But it's not surprising at all, because those are the most like if I were to look at Andrew Tate, I'm like, that guy's like a fucking loser idiot. Like, obviously what he's saying is bullshit. Kids don't have that life experience to understand that what he's saying is bullshit. So they're just like, oh yeah, this guy's awesome.
So
he gets
dope.
chicks and has tons of money.
Well, do you know how he got all his money?
So lame. Yeah, sex trafficking.
Yeah, but like, do you know like what that entails when he was doing?
No.
Okay, so like, it's funny. The reason I bring this up is because what Jack Doherty also got busted for. Okay, so Jack Doherty's like, he's fucked now himself. He's a younger kid, but what Andrew Tate did was he started up chat rooms and he would use his like perceived like wealth, and he'd like lure women in, and he'd get them to sign these contracts where he'd give them X amount of dollars a month, and then they would be webcam girls, and then all they would do basically is just go on screen and masturbate.
Yeah.
But then there'd be a whole bunch of dudes, like an army of guys typing, messaging, making all the money.
Yeah.
And so that's, and then that led into what is, I think it's considered sex trafficking by the end, because he basically like cheated these women into working for him and then had them under these contracts.
Yeah.
So because whenever I picture sex trafficking, I instantly picture like women in chains, like
smuggling them,
which is a thing. But I think, and I'm not like being like, oh, Andrew Tate's a good guy. I'm just saying like that's what he did.
Well, that's still pimping. He's still pimping women out.
Exactly.
You know? Like,
but yeah, so that's what he did. Jack Doherty did literally the same thing. But instead of having webcams and like, because I think from what I understand, Andrew Tate was like, he had like the Andrew Tate website. It wasn't called that, but it was something like that. Jack Doherty had OnlyFans, and what he would do is he'd have all these underage girls that were his fans. Okay.
That's fucked.
And he would be texting them and all this stuff. And then the night they turn of age, he would take them out of the yacht on a boat, tons of drugs, partying with them all, and then he'd get them to sign a contract where they would do OnlyFans, and he would pay them $3,000 a month and take the rest of the money.
That's so fucked.
So fucked, right?
That's so fucked.
And so anyhow, don't worry, this guy's gotten fucked. He's a dumb little kid, and he's such a shit.
Should be behind bars.
It was so annoying because the first time I heard about him, I was so furious, and I was like, this guy's such a fuck, what a loser. And then like a week later, it's like Jack Doherty busted for it. I was like, oh good, okay. I was wondering how this was gonna go on.
It's so fucking wild. Like it's just so fucking. Does serious question actually, because we also watched the sorry, I'm going off again, off subject.
That's the point.
Yeah. But we watched the Vince McMahon documentary, and you see, for those who don't know, Vince McMahon created the WWE, and back in the Attitude Era of the WWE, which was like late 80s, 90s, 2000s, he was like, for women it was super degrading, but it had a huge teenage and young male audience, like huge, because they saw this stuff and it was awesome, and we watched some clips of it, and it's like really, really degrading to women. Like some of the stuff is super degrading to women. But what's interesting is you at the time were a fan, like whilst that was going on. Does your perspective change now you have a daughter? I mean, I know your perspective would have changed with age anyway, but especially now you have a daughter, and knowing that those women are people's daughters, like, does that change your perspective?
No, to be honest, no, not really. I think more what changed my perspective was I was just a little kid.
Like, you grew up.
I was 10. I was not even 10. Like, let's say I was born in 90, so let's say it lasted to 2005, which I don't even think by 2005 I was still watching. Maybe I was. I don't think so, because I was in high school, right? So like I was so young that what I found interesting watching that, because it's horrible. Like it's just like shocking, quite frankly. And I know people say it's like, oh well, times have changed, and I'm all for, like, I get the idea of like time, but like I still think even back then it was probably really shocking. I just can't see that people were like, oh, like I think people were really upset with it. Like that's what made it so big, right? Like,
I guess so.
Like it wasn't like we just watched a doc about how cool it was. And it was, but like you said, super degrading. Yeah. I bet you if you looked right away, you could find a lot of people are outraged by it.
Well,
right?
I think the thing with that is as well, like, wrestling for the longest time was under this guise of it's real life and these are real people, but at the same time that people were watching stuff like WWE, like my parents were watching these are like soap operas, and the same shit's happening in soap operas, but you just like, you know, it's fake because it's a soap opera. And it's the same thing with WWE, but people were under this guise of like, oh, it's real life, so it's no one really so absurd.
They all knew, but no one
but the same kind of storylines were happening in like like Hollyoaks or EastEnders or Coronation Street.
I think the thing that no, it didn't change my perspective because I have a daughter now. Because I the whole time even Trish Stratus, like one of the people that you could argue did one of the wackest things in terms of like degrading to women. She was like, it was, I was in on it. It was part of the thing. And it's weird because it doesn't it's not like condoning Vince. Vince was fucking crazy. I'd recommend to everyone watch that doc, even if you don't like wrestling. It's just super crazy. He literally made $1 billion company on, and you get to watch like the whole journey of it, and it's wild. It's not a normal story.
As fucked up as he is as a person, he was an incredible businessman.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't take that away from him.
Yeah, it's but no, I as a father, it's definitely like the thing that I've noticed more as a father is like things like, for example, that kid in Kelowna got beat up, like a 13-year-old girl. She got jumped. She got lured to a park by her like air quote friends after how long have they been in high school? It's been like a month and a half, not even. And just all these kids like filmed while a whole bunch of kids beat her like literally lifeless. Oh my God. Or not lifeless, unconscious. And then kids started throwing dirt on her, like actually like covering her in dirt and stuff.
If that was my daughter, I would be going to those kids' houses with a fucking baseball bat.
Yeah, I was watching a thing. I didn't want to watch it in front of you and the baby, but there's a thing, and the dad, he's like remained faceless, and he said that there was like, he's like, I know what's going on now, and people are gotta watch out, and that was in front of the RCMP office. But I'm like, you know what? Like,
I think fair fucking enough. Like, if somebody like harms your child, I think there should be a law which is like, do what you need to do.
Eye for an eye.
Eye for fucking eye. I would do jail time for Juliet.
I get the thought of it if it's your child, but I don't think you can say eye for an eye, because then you might as well.
No, I don't think you go after their kids, but I think you could teach their parents a lesson on how to parent their children.
Well, that's the thing is like, I just thought of if I was that dad after seeing that, I'm like, well, like, what is the point of living? Like, actually, in our case, we have a daughter to raise now, so we raise our daughter so she has like the most prosperous life.
Yeah.
And obviously you want to stay alive as long as you can and enjoy your life. And if you don't have kids, you don't have a kid there, but you're still like, your perspective's a bit different. But at the same time, like at some point you have to stand up and protect what you value and care for. And if it's not your kid who's had that happen, then I don't know what's your like value in life. And like I totally agree. I'm not condoning like violence, but it's easy to sit here with nothing has happened to you and say, oh, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't know, it's just stuff like that really gets to me now, because like instantly there's just a lot of things where instantly you just put yourself in the shoes of like, what if that was my daughter?
Oh my God.
But
yeah, hate
unfortunately
that. If you can't do that, because then you just drive yourself crazy.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. Excuse me. Okay,
that's some nice burp ASMR for you.
That's I was thinking we gave Nuo these really good. They're like cured meat ribs.
Oh, ribs.
That are like
from the butcher.
From the butcher, so she can eat them. They're not like raw, or they're not cooked, but they're like they're not like
cured. They're cured.
Yeah, they're cured. So yeah, and Nuo loves them. I was thinking it'd be a funny ASMR if we just did one Pancake Friday. It was her just gnawing on her bone.
Yeah, she's already finished it. She finished it before it even started.
Oh, good girl, Neve. How was your guys' walk?
We had a really fun walk today. We went to Princess Park, which is near my old place that I used to live when she was a puppy. And we moved into this place just before her first birthday. We moved in January 2021. And her birthday's in February. So, it was fun, and I took her back there, and I was like, do you remember this from when you were a puppy? And she just kind of looked at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it was like a little bit of nostalgia.
Oh, that's cute. She loves walks with you, I know that.
Yeah, there's always like fucking nuts dogs in that park though. Like crazy ass dogs in that park.
Yeah, there's just a lot of people that don't know how. You know what? You should have to pass a test to have an animal of any kind.
I believe that, yeah.
Like.
Well, not a goldfish.
No, you should. Like, can you Do you, like, what does a goldfish go in? And if the person stutters or like,
if the
bleach, you're like, no goldfish for you.
No goldfish for you, sir.
We were at, I was playing fetch with Neo at the dog park in Ambleside. Mm-hmm. And this woman, I'm going to say she was 65, 70. So she wasn't a young lady by any means. And her freaking huge gold doodles, what are the ones doodles. What are the ones that they're like hypoallergenic but they're huge?
Bernedoodles?
Maybe that, not Bernedoodles.
Like Bernese Mountain Dogs crossed with a doodle?
No,
it's
just
a poodle?
It's a
or a Great Dane oodle?
No, it's not. You're thinking way too big.
You said huge.
No, but it's like a big, like, it's the biggest hypoallergenic dog there is.
But yeah, anything crossed with a poodle is hypoallergenic.
Okay, well, anyhow, this dog's like the size of my hip. For people that don't know, I hate poodle doodle mixes just solely because the owners are like, oh, Murph's fine, as Murph is taking my dog's ball and my dog's growling, and I'm like, can you get your thing away? And they go, Murph's fine. Get your person away. I'm like, no, Murph's fine running at my dog who's not happy. And you don't seem to understand that. Yeah. And when my dog goes at Murph, I can already see you're going to be so mortified that you're going to call the police or something.
Because Nuo will never go after another dog, but she'll put a dog in its place when it's like bothering her.
Because she actually doesn't care about other dogs.
No, she's not a dog's dog.
The dogs she likes the most, I've seen, she literally sniffs them for a few seconds, maybe plays a little chase, and then just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're playing fetch, and her freaking dog is literally barking at me, jumping back and forth, getting into his face. It bumped into me. Like, actually, like, this is a big dog. If it hit you, it would have actually
taken me out.
It would have actually knocked you over. Like, that's how big it was and how much it knocks me. And I'm talking to my mom with my earphones in, and this dog keeps going, and I kind of look at the lady, and I hear her go, sorry. And then I go to the dog, I'm like, go away. And it runs up to her, and she can't control it. Like, she can't get a hold of it. It's dancing away from her. Even if she does, I have no face she can hold on to it.
Yeah.
And I just sit there, and I'm like, old lady, why did you get this dog? Like, there's so many... you could have had the same dog a quarter of the size.
Yeah, you could have had a wiener dog.
Yeah, exactly. You could have had 2 wiener dogs like my mom, and... They're a nuisance, but they're so tameable compared to this.
If push comes to shove, you can just pick them up.
I don't know. It's so crazy. But then at the same time, if you already start cutting down on who can own a dog, there'll be more homeless dogs.
Yeah, and no one wants that.
At least she seemed like she loved her dog. It was a terrible dog, but she loved it. Do you want to go on any of your topics? Do you want me to keep riffing here?
I have a game.
Okay, sweet.
You actually know about this game because can you bring it over?
Yeah.
In order for me to do this game, I had to tell Derek so that he could think of questions. And this is called, drumroll please, couples test.
Ooh, the couples test.
So, this is just out of curiosity to see how much Derek actually listens to me and how much I listen to him. So we both got 3 questions that, in theory...
Neve's cut off. She's had like a quarter of a glass of wine or a Chardonnay.
It's not enough. So, okay, that's good. That's good.
Oh, you're all
That's enough slices.
You're all of a sudden a baller.
This is Prosecco we're drinking.
Do you want to put it on the couch?
Oh, you're scared now or something?
Yeah, I am.
So, okay, sorry. God, I've got laws on where I put glasses now. Couple test is not doing good. So we both got 3 questions that in theory the other person should know the answer to because we've been together for 4 years.
Oh.
4 years?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, we've been together for 4 years.
Like,
we missed our anniversary again this year. Oops.
We're just having a good time. Well, cheers to our anniversary.
Okay, cheers to our anniversary, which was back in June, but that's okay. We have a baby. So, my first question for you, and there's 2 answers to this.
Okay.
Name my favorite movie. And there's 2 of them.
Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Incorrect. You get 3 tries.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, one of them is like my actual favorite movie, and the second one is one from my childhood that I will never get tired of watching. You should know both of these. You were close with Kill Bill
because you
for
love
one
Tarantino
of them.
so much.
Yeah, but
so wait, one of them.
One of them is a Tarantino.
Oh God, it's I forget the name, but it's the one with the it like halfway through turns to like they're vampires.
Dusk Till Dawn? No, it's not that. But that's a great movie, but it's not my
kidding?
favorite. It's not my favorite.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to take Lion King 2 as one of them.
Incorrect.
What? What are they then?
So, my favorite movie is Pulp Fiction.
Okay, there's so many Tarantinos.
There's 9. There's 9 Tarantinos. Actually, wait, 9 or 10? 10, I think.
Okay.
So, one of them is Pulp Fiction. The other one, Looney Tunes Back in Action. You should know that. I've told you that multiple times.
You no way. No, I'm debating these ones.
They've always been my favorite movies. Pulp Fiction and Looney Tunes Back in Action.
I'll give you Pulp Fiction for sure, but I swear to God, you were so obsessed with Lion King 2.
I love Lion King 2, but it's not my favorite.
Why have we not watched Looney Tunes Back in Action then?
It's never on any streaming services because it's so like niche. It's Brendan Fraser and Steve Martin. It's great. We should watch it.
He's my favorite. Here's my question.
Okay.
Who's my soccer idol?
David Beckham.
No.
Mo Salah?
No.
It's not David Beckham?
No. Okay. If you're, this is the technicality of you being like, it's not Kill Bill 1 and 2 or any Tarantino.
No, because that was just straight up the wrong answer.
So was this.
Okay. Ronaldo?
No.
Michael Owen.
No.
Wayne Rooney.
No. You guessed so many. Steven Gerrard.
Oh, that would have been my next guess.
I grew up loving David Beckham.
Yeah, but you have a picture of David. You had the David Beckham hair. You had a picture with him. You loved him.
But I grew up loving David Beckham.
Yeah.
Okay? That's like my first, because I played soccer my whole life.
Yeah.
But David Beckham was really like North America's first introduction to like mega European soccer star. Okay. So like, I'm not even talking when he came over here MLS. Like, people knew of Pele and the original Ronaldo, but like David Beckham was like, you would tune in and the only soccer games you could ever watch were Man United because of David Beckham.
Right. Okay.
So that's like where it started. And then as soon as I actually was like coherent within the soccer world and knew, I became a Liverpool fan almost instantly. And I became a huge fan of Stevie Gerrard.
Yeah, okay.
Because the main thing I loved about Stevie G is like he was inspirational. Like, he was as good as he was. He always was the guy like, yo, we're down by 1 and we need 2 goals.
Yeah.
He gets 2 goals or something. But also he could score screamers from like 40 yards out, which no one does anymore. So there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, 0-0 for us.
0.
Okay.
We were close. Both of us were very close.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of. My second one. Name my favorite type of takeout. Like, if we're ordering food, my favorite would be...
This is a trick question, I feel like, because we don't always order your favorite takeout.
No, we don't always order my favorite takeout because I'm giving and I love you. But what would
I wish everyone could see my face right now.
But what's my favorite takeout to eat?
Indian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. I was gonna say I would have given you because a recent favorite is that Zatar Zayat place that we go to.
Thinking,
But my OG favorite is always Indian.
I was thinking tacos for a bit, but I was like, no. Okay.
No, not even close with tacos.
Fish and chips?
I do love fish and chips, but it's not the same.
See, I feel like fish and chips. Good fish and chips is good. Period. But I feel like fish and chips as a takeout food is a really like romanticized thought. Like, you're like, oh, let's get some fish and chips and go sit at the park and eat it kind of thing. So that's like a fun thought of fish and chips.
Yeah.
That's why I was going there more.
I do like
like
that,
I know
yeah.
you like fish and chips, but I was thinking as like, would it be because she likes to go do that? But Indian, I know, is your thing. Yeah.
Okay, what's your second one?
Oh god damn it! I just forgot what it was.
Did you not write this down,
No,
Derek?
I
gave you a pre-planned thing telling you were going to do this.
I forgot about it because.
Come on.
Well, what's your third one?
Okay. My third one is favorite animal, but there's two. There's a land one and a not land one.
Axolotl's your not land one.
Incorrect.
Is that?
That's not right.
Oh, well, it's the California sea lion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
But you do love axolotls.
I do. I do quite
but
like
yeah,
axolotls.
No,
Yeah.
I should have. I tried to be snap judgment, like yo.
Yeah. No.
And then your land one.
Yeah. I don't think you'll actually know this because I don't think we've really discussed it. My favorite animal of all time is a sea lion, but I do have like a favorite land animal as well. Okay. Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
It was one of the animals in the toy set I got for Juliet today.
It wasn't one of the.
they're in the bathroom because they're bath toys.
Oh, got me again. I'm gonna go with the giraffe.
Nope.
Snow panther.
Snow leopard.
Snow leopard.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I love snow leopards. Have you seen that one? The video of an elusive snow leopard like in the middle of Nepal Andes, and it doesn't even look real.
No.
Okay, I'll show you after.
Okay.
I wish I'm gonna see if I can figure out a way to post links onto. I think I can. I'm gonna post a link for this snow leopard video. It's majestic. It's like so beautiful, but it doesn't look real because it's 4K and the way it moves and everything, and you're like, that's a real animal.
Snow leopards are incredible. I had this plushie from Paddington Zoo.
Okay.
In England, where they had a snow leopard there. And snow leopards are like super rare, right? So they had one at Paddington Zoo. I think it was Paddington. Was it Paddington? I think it's Paddington Zoo. And they had a snow leopard there, and I got a plushie of it, and it was like my favorite plushie.
I also love snow leopards. They're not my favorite, but they're in the category, like the chat. Yeah.
All right, now you got to think of two questions.
Here's one.
Yeah.
This is the one I forgot before. I have a secret hobby that I love, and I plan to return to it one day.
Warhammer.
Yes.
Nice. I need that.
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah, okay, like this game I'm playing is so fun because it's just Warhammer.
Yeah.
And I had to laugh so hard because I'm playing with Dax. Just for people to know, it's Space Marines 2. Hell of a good game, especially if you like Warhammer, check it out. But the thing that's the coolest about it to me isn't the action of you fighting and stuff. It's when you finish a fight, you unlock points and skill sets, but what they are is their aesthetics, so that you're like so your guys like shoulder pads can be different, and then you can paint them different colors, and so it's basically like having Warhammer. And so Dax was like, I was like, yo Dax, you got to check this out, you can paint it anyway. And I was showing him and I explained it. I've been like so excited about it. He was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, okay, I guess not everyone's as excited about painting your character, but yeah, that's okay. That was, I guess, a given one. Okay, this one is a intense one.
Okay.
And I'm not looking for like okay, what do I believe in is like how how the universe works. There's kind of like an idea of it. You don't have to give me like, oh, this religion, because it's not a religion, but do you get what I'm saying?
Well, you believe you're a spiritual person, and you believe that in energy and vibrations, and that energy is secreted from like everything, and all of that energy then goes back into the universe, and then some of that energy is transferred
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Kinetically.
That's not right, but that's like, yeah, that's
Is
that's
it,
good.
like,
That's
near
pretty good.
enough? Like, that was a broad question.
Yeah, it was, and I don't expect you to be able, because it's super like intense. Remember, I
Yeah.
gave you like a 2-hour speech on it.
You've given me many speeches.
But yeah, that's really good. Okay, that was a good one.
Yeah.
You knew that. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
We did pretty good.
Yeah, well, I did pretty good.
Well, I did really good. The axle, I stand by the axolotl and the sea lion. Clearly, I knew the sea lion was there, but I thought you were trying to throw a curveball.
No.
Okay. Well, you know what? Cheers to 51 weeks.
51
Not
weeks of
years.
being parents. And 4 years, give or take a couple breakups there.
To be fair, the breakups, I think in total we weren't together for like maybe 4 months.
Like 3 or 4 months, something like that.
Over 2 breakups.
Yeah.
So.
It is what it is.
Sometimes people just need some space to see the light.
I am the light.
When you get too close to the light, you get burned.
I radiate the light. I am the light. I'm what you see before you die. True fact.
Just don't break my nose again.
Okay.
That was a fun game.
That was a good game,
Did we
huh?
pass?
I passed. for
I
sure.
think we passed. Why?
I think we. Well, I mean, what's the prize?
You get to finish your Chardonnay.
It's not Chardonnay. It's Prosecco for one.
Okay. Well, you can.
That was
finish.
another question you failed. So winner, Neve.
No, but I was on the right track. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. We did pretty
did
good.
pretty
I'll
good.
give us a pat in the back.
Like, it wasn't like I didn't know that it was a Tarantino. I'm sorry that I picked not Pulp Fiction, the obvious one. Because you being artsy, I'm like, there's no way she's gonna pick the classics.
Obviously.
Well, I guess they're all classics. I thought Dusk Till Dawn was your favorite.
Dusk Till Dawn isn't actually a Tarantino. It stars Tarantino, but it was not directed by him.
No way.
Yeah, true fact. But it's I would say it's a close second. It's a really, really good movie.
Why was Tarantino cast in that movie?
Because he was perfect for the part. I think he like co-directed it.
But did he act other than that? Outside of being in his own movies where
He's acted in all of his own movies.
No, but outside of that.
I'm not sure.
Because it just seems
don't
kind of
think
weird
so.
that you're like, you know who would do good in this role? Quentin Tarantino.
But he is perfect in that role.
Why is he perfect in it?
Because one, he's already got a foot fetish, so acting like he had a
Okay.
foot fetish, and like the part is like a total psychopathic creep, which is kind of Tarantino's vibe. So you know,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
fair.
that's a anyone who hasn't watched Dusk Till Dawn, it's a fantastic movie. It's George Clooney, it's Quentin Tarantino, it's a genre switch movie. Like, it's so good. It's one of my all-time favorites. Not my favorite, but it's up there.
That's what I think is the coolest. I don't want to do spoilers
Mm-hmm.
for anyone that hasn't seen Dusk Till Dawn. Go watch it.
Yeah,
It's such a good movie.
it's an incredible
And
movie.
the switch up, like, you genuinely halfway through the
Or
movie.
like, what the fuck?
And I love that. Like, for
Yeah.
me, that's one of the funniest things is when you start out, you're like, wait, I didn't know I was watching this.
Do you know, actually, the film Dusk Till Dawn is one film that really got me into movies because of the way it's filmed. And when I was at university studying film production, we took inspiration from it, and we used there's a scene in it where it's a really like horrific scene, like a crime scene, and they don't show you it fully, but they show you the reaction to someone seeing the crime scene, and then they like put the flashes in.
Oh, cool.
Do you know which scene I'm talking about? When George Clooney walks back into the room.
I can't remember. To be honest,
Okay,
I'm just not
well,
good like that.
it's beautifully done, and like it's like if you blink, you'll miss the frame.
Oh.
But it just shows like flashes of this really, really horrific crime scene, and it's such a intense and cool way of doing it. And George Clooney is such a good actor that he's like selling it as if he's like traumatized by seeing this. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool.
I have a new segment.
Okay.
And I think this is actually probably our most important segment going forward, to be honest
Okay.
with you.
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
So me and Neve, people don't get deep and send nice messages to people anymore. Remember we talked about this yesterday?
Yeah, we did.
What were we watching that came out in?
We weren't watching some. Maybe we were watching.
No, we were
something.
watching something, and it was like someone was like talking about how much they like.
Oh, I think it was Big Brother.
Was it the guy Zach or Matt that went out, and he like said like, "I forgive you without forgiving you."
I mean, I'm not sure. I think it was something like that.
Okay, so basically, someone said something nice to someone, but it was all in the vein of like it was too late. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like someone had died and therefore they were saying, but it wasn't someone had died, but it was like that thought of like, yo, Neve, you're so great and awesome and you're so kind to everyone around you and you're always just wanting to have a good time and be happy, and that's an awesome person to be. But you don't say that to Neve until she's dead. Right?
Yeah.
Like that was the thought more behind whatever was actually being watched. So I think we should do a segment, and this also is going to pull viewership up a little bit.
You think?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you and I both each week should say something nice about someone and why we like them.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm so down for that. I'm so down for that. Because the conversation that we had yesterday was like, because we were talking about Juliet's naming ceremony, and I was saying like I want to say some words, but it's funny because like you don't really say those like really deep and meaningful words very often to people unless it's a wedding, a funeral, or a christening.
Yeah.
Like those are like the three kind of events where you really like let go of your deep emotions about somebody, and like fully tell them, because I don't know if that's just me because I'm like English and we're reserved people, but in general, like I don't tell you every day how I feel about you because I don't, it's like kind of gay.
Thanks, babe. You just called me gay.
But it's true.
No, but it is. It's true. It's Anthony, one of my good friends. The last time I spoke with him, he talked about it, how like we don't have rituals or ceremonies anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't think people here, like when I'm referring to like I'm just referring to the West as like you basically grew up in the West like I did, different cultures, but the same like philosophy of kind of like it's this like new age way of thinking and interacting with the world. We don't have rituals anymore, and I think rituals is a big thing, like ceremonies. Like for example, what is a birthday? A birthday is to celebrate someone being alive for a year.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be the first to admit I was just kind of over birthdays. Like I had
you've had enough of them.
Wow. What is that supposed to mean?
Sorry, it's a dig at you being old.
Okay, I was aware of that. Okay. Drink some more Chardonnay and go on. It's gonna be okay.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. We don't really like express our kind of true feelings about people.
But like, why do we have birthdays? It's a celebration.
Yeah.
And we've gone away from that. Like actually, like people always downplay, oh, I don't want a birthday. Well, no, we should celebrate people more.
Yes.
Like, and I want to be in an effort to do this. Like I think that the things we say and do in our actions mean so much. Like all of us, right? And like by doing things like this, it puts meaning to everything you do, just in general. So I think we should do a segment. It doesn't matter who they are, why you're picking them. It just has to be positive. You should just tell them what you like about them. It doesn't. You don't have to be like profound, and if you get some profound deep think and you let it out, that's cool too. Like I'd love that, because I think the thing you have to think of when you're doing this is it's you talking to your friend and telling them how awesome and beautiful they are.
Yeah.
Because that's all that really matters when you do it. And I think it'd be a cool thing to do because we can tag the person. So be like, oh, we'd message you with the episode. Listen to it. But also like, I don't know. At this point, the whole time, this podcast has really reached just only people we know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So why don't we tell them how great they are?
Yeah. I'm so down for that.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't.
And for me, it's better for me to do it now when I'm not face to face with them, and when I've had a couple glasses of Chardonnay.
Yeah, absolutely.
because I'm not a very emotionally expressive person towards someone when I'm face to face, because it cringes me out.
Yeah.
And that's just me as a person. But this is a great way of doing that, because like I don't have to see him.
Yeah, absolutely. And then things like I don't know. I'm good at communicating when it's not things that are super like deep. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like I can communicate well, but when it gets deep, I struggle.
Yeah.
And people have said before, like things like, oh, just write a note. Like a note's just as good as long because you're communicating it, right? So I feel like this is a way of doing that.
I actually just thought like a little throwback, a little insight into our personal life is, I think when we first started dating, that's something we kind of struggled with, was communicating our feelings to each other. And I've still got, you see those 2 cards on the mantelpiece?
Oh yeah.
Those are notes that you wrote to me.
Really?
Explaining your feelings, and I still have them, and I keep them, and I treasure them. But
cute.
but when we were struggling to express our feelings to each other, we would always do that. We would write down notes just so that the other person could like comprehend that, because it's hard. It's hard to talk directly with someone when you have big emotions.
Yeah, absolutely.
About them.
Do you have anyone, like, my only thought with this segment is I don't know if I want to do it off cusp. Like, I don't want to say something to someone that I care for and love and not give them a good thing. Like, I don't want to be like, yo, Dylan, man, you're a good dude, and I love your tattoos, and you're just fun to be around.
But I think that's a good thing, because you are just like speaking your mind, like speaking what comes to you in the moment.
Yeah, that's true, but I guess but at the same time I'd rather think about it. I don't need to write it. It's not like I'm saying like I'm gonna write it and I'll be like, here's my poem about you, like that. I'm just thinking like if I had a week and then I could think for the week like, Gabe, and then you think about what are you going to talk about, what's good about that person.
Okay, well, why don't we alternate? So I do one this week, you do one next week.
Okay.
So it's one person per episode.
Week? Okay, yeah, that'd be fun.
Does that sound good? Just because I already have something because of something that's been happening recently.
Okay, yeah, and I mean also, I just thought of it. I was like, okay, let's say we do this for 52 weeks. So because right now we're at 42 episodes, I think. This is 42 or 43.
Of this?
Of that, no, the pod.
Okay.
Ours, we're about half the pod.
Yeah.
It's basically, if you're not on it, it's Dax is on it, minus like 3.
Okay.
So it's pretty much like split down the middle that way. But yeah, also if we did, let's say 50, that's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
So, okay, well, right, I'm gonna let you go then.
Okay, so my person of the week. Person of the week. Person of the week. Okay, and this is because, so my friend Rachel, we're in a group chat planning her bachelor party. Obviously, I'm not going to give out any spoilers of the itinerary or what's going down, but we're planning that, and as we're planning it, it's like I was like, you know what, like whatever we do, I just want to celebrate this person, because Rachel is one of the most like genuine people. She has like the biggest heart.
She does.
She is so fucking funny. She's so funny. She just like, she says what she thinks, and she is has a beautiful soul. Has a really, really beautiful soul. She loves super hard, and I know she would do anything for anyone in their time of need. And I think she's just a really beautiful person. I don't have one negative thing to say about her, and I don't think anyone would have anything negative to say about her because of who she is and how caring and loving she is. And I really, really love her a lot.
That's awesome. I love Rachel too.
Yeah, she's from the day that I met her, because I only met her 2 or 3 years ago, I think, at Joach's birthday. Shout out Joach. The bike brewery crawl we did. That was the first time I met Rachel.
Oh, right. Yeah. Shout out Joach. Let's go.
That was the first time I met Rachel, and honestly, like, she just has immaculate vibes. Like, she is just so much fun to be around, and I could talk to her about anything and there would be no judgment. It's all just love. It's just love. Like, awesome. and I love her to the end of time. She's a fucking awesome person.
Rachel, we love you.
Do you know what? I haven't replied to her text in like 3 weeks.
What?
I'm really bad at texting.
I thought you said
Rachel,
you were just talking to her.
No, we were talking about her in her group chat for planning her bachelorette. But I haven't replied to her text in like 3 weeks. And Rachel, I'm really sorry, but I'm just bad at texting.
Yeah, Neve is the worst. She actually is the worst at
sorry.
That's terrible of you. But that is a very nice thing you said.
Thank you.
So, Rachel, you're our, do we call her the person of the week?
Yeah, she is our person of the week.
Rachel, you're a person of the week. We love you. You're kind. You're great. You're awesome. And we wish nothing but good to you, and we're sending all our love to you this week.
Yeah, and we're gonna get so fucking drunk at your wedding. And I'm gonna get so fucking drunk at your bachelorette.
Okay, so we've done our new thing, our person of the week. I'm actually gonna write that down.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Person of the week. And I don't want to put a negative spin on this because I know it's a very positive thing, but I genuinely we are like the planet is going to war.
Yeah.
And I'm a very, very firm believer in you have to speak love and peace into the world, especially now. Like, as things get hard, and they are going to get hard. Yeah. Like, I'm actually fearful for this. This isn't like some crazy conspiracy. The world is going to war, and no one knows what's going to happen, but I think the fastest way to get away from war is to spread love, period. Yeah. And it's easy to say as we're sitting here in North Van and there's no bombs dropping or anything crazy to us. I recognize that. I'm not sitting at like, oh, the people just need to like chill out. I'm just saying, I think from my perspective and your perspective, the best thing we can do is spread peace and love. So, okay. So with that, we're going to take a small break here just because Neve has to go pee. Actually, you know what? We've never paused this pod. No, we're not pausing today. Can you bring back some wine or something with you?
Yeah. Do you want wine or beer?
Beer. All right. Yeah. I think I'm going to... Okay, Rachel is person of the week. I think I'm actually going to throw one out there too. I'll probably come back to you again. But we'll start with you. Joach. What I love about Joach? Well, I mean, the dude, you've got a ton of passion for the sport of soccer. So right away, you and me are instantly on a playing field that's just like, I don't know. You're probably just smiling right now being like, yeah, like, I don't know. I've always felt like it's funny things that I like sports a lot. I like video games a lot. And I've always kind of honestly felt like those were dumb things to like relate to people over because I was like, oh, like whatever. But then I realized I don't give a fuck anymore. And that's like the biggest thing. So Joach, you're a passionate soccer player. You're a funny dude. You love to have a laugh and you're chill. I'm not going to say you listen to the podcast as a reason, but you listen to the podcast. And just your overall demeanor. Like I've one thing I've felt about Armand, Joey, Matt, I know I'm forgetting some of the names right now, but all those boys is you guys have always been really like sure of your partner and just in love with them. I'm talking about Joach.
Oh, not yourself. Yeah, no, that's facts. Yeah.
Like I talked to I think it was Armand about this. But like one thing I've always been impressed with Michael, another one of the boys, is that like all of like our soccer team's a mix of ages, right?
Yeah, it is.
All the guys that are my age, everyone seems to be more about like, yo, do your own thing, fuck getting married.
Yeah.
Right now, I know guys are married now, but like that kind of was the vibe, as opposed to like Joey, Matt, Armand, Michael, like all those guys have always just been like, well, Michael, I think Michael has a girl now, but like I haven't met his girl, but they're all like, yeah, man, I'm just happy with my girl and that's all I want. And I've always just respected that about all you guys. I think it's super cool, honest, and it's like you're guys that are laid back and know, like what's good, and you have good lives. So I don't know. I respect that about Joey. He's got Sierra and he treats her like a goddess, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I respect any man that treats his lady like a goddess. I hope I treat you like a goddess.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to do the puppy eyes, but I got there. I got the I needed. And yeah, I don't know. Joey's just a great dude. Like honestly.
Did you do a person as well?
I'm doing Joey.
Okay. You're doing Joey?
I'm doing him right now. Just quiet, Joey.
Deeper.
No, and yeah, Joey, you're just a great guy. Every time I see you, I smile and I'm just happy because we have a lot in common. We just click and you just make me happy to be around. So
Joey is a really sweet dude.
Thank you for being you, my friend.
Love you as well,
Joey. Joey is also the only person that commented on the missed episode of Pancake Friday. So thank you, brother. We appreciate you.
Thank
really
you for being
you.
concerned in where we are.
And I swear I would have picked you not just because you're the only one
that listens to
it
us.
may seem that way, but I swear. And, on that note, I think we should move on to our buy and sell.
Okay, yeah.
And do you want to keep going after that, or do you got more to say?
I have one more thing.
Let's do that before buy and sell.
Yeah,
I feel
okay,
like buy and sell kind of like wraps up the show.
Yeah, right, okay. So this week, Neve made smash burgers.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah.
They weren't Derek Shark smash burgers, but I think I did an okay job.
First off, I didn't realize this was a competition. I think they were amazing. Yeah, I thought they were awesome. Like
Derek was too high to make the smash burgers, which is why he did not make the smash burgers.
I think if I made the smash burgers, I probably would have just fallen asleep on the couch.
Yeah,
there wouldn't have been no
fallen
attempt.
asleep like face in the pan.
Just sit then. You go to get me
Derek.
off. No, just wait. I gotta cook a little more. Yeah, they were amazing. I thought they were great. My only thoughts that were different than mine is I usually do them really thin so they're crispier.
Yeah, I don't know how you got them thinner because I pushed the thing down so hard.
Yeah, I mean, like, but that was basically the only like thing I say was different. I thought they were really good.
Because you get a good crisp on them, which I couldn't get.
Did you smash the onions in my burger?
I did.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
Did.
That was really good.
Good.
What was it? The Dijon mayo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did Dijon mayo.
That's actually one of my secrets to my burgers now. If you are looking for a good combo, Dijon mayo is actually so good.
It is.
Did you do mayo and Dijon or Dijon mayo?
Do you know what I did? You know when you toast the buns, instead of toasting them with butter on them, I toasted them with mayo on them.
What?
And then I put more mayo on them, and then I put Dijon on them.
I can't.
Because mayo is an oil, right?
Can't believe you can.
So
you can do that.
Yeah, you can toast with mayo.
Is that why you can batter stuff with mayonnaise too?
Yeah. I mean, I've never heard of battering stuff with mayonnaise.
No, like mayonnaise, say you know how you usually flour egg wash it? You can use mayonnaise and use that as the wash.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it's not my favorite. I still would go with those, but it actually works like really well.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Like
Good.
I usually do mine. I don't do Dijon mayo. I do like mayonnaise on the bottom, Dijon on the top, but it's Dijon mayo.
I just combined them
I could tell it
because
was good,
the
though.
burger was done before the bun, So I just got the bottom part on, whacked the burger on, and then I Dion measured the top. Dion measured? Mayo Dijon.
By the way, we owe Joey a burger, and also Dylan Wild's been getting at me for a burger, which means he listens, so we owe 2 burgers.
Okay.
Joey, I know you want the jalapeno burger. The jalapeno burger is the only burger that's hard to make.
Well, yeah, because you have to do a whole separate process with the jalapenos.
You have to batter them and fry them.
Yeah, you have to batter those bitches.
So, anyhow, Dylan and Joey, you guys, we're going to have a barbecue for you guys one day.
Yeah.
I don't know what day. I think maybe we'll do it for like a Canucks game or something. But you have not been forgotten. It will happen. The Rain City Variety Podcast always delivers on their promises of hamburgers. Just, we don't give a specific date. Yeah, I thought those were amazing.
Okay, good.
And then I also have been craving, I haven't told you this, but I've been craving since you've made them, those JD
the brisket burgers.
Yeah.
Those
were really
well,
good.
we still have buns as well, so I
know.
could totally.
The brisket buns was like, if you got that tomorrow, well, we have food, don't we?
We have.
If you brought that home tomorrow, this would be my noise. Whoop, whoop.
Do you know what we could do? Is I have a chili to make, and we could make sloppy Josephs with those buns.
Say that again.
Sloppy Josephs.
Sorry, that wasn't me coming to my pants.
Yeah, I'll make a sloppy joes tomorrow.
That's sweet. I love that. What were those? I want to throw that as a recommendation out.
What?
The JD brisket.
Oh, so at Safeway in like the
Safeway. I thought it was Save On.
No, Safeway.
Oh
Safeway,
my
baby.
God.
Our local.
Our
local.
It gets better.
They have this like pre-made brisket that you just stick in the oven for like 12 minutes. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's Jack Daniel's own brand. And it's the same section where you buy like the ribs and stuff that's like pre-cooked. But it was really good brisket.
My only concern with it, I was going to say caveat, but I'm going to say concern. We use Guy Fieri's mop sauce on it. To people that don't know, you can't get the mop sauce in Canada.
You cannot.
It's only in America, but it's in Walmarts and stuff. And it's like very traditional what you picture when you get barbecue sauce.
It's like a mustardy barbecue,
it's a mustard.
Is really good.
And we put that on it, so I do think it's possible that actually helped
elevated
a lot.
it. Yeah,
because
I mean, the brisket itself, though, it was tender. It was like juicy. It was nice.
But wasn't it? What flavor was it? It was sweet.
Jack Daniel's barbecue.
Oh, okay. Well, anyhow, I'm not. I don't want to say like it wasn't good, but I do think that mop sauce is like
heaven. Yeah.
I want to make that sauce one day.
Guy Fieri already does it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Let's talk about things that are ruining Derek's night. Guy Fieri and his mop sauce. Okay, so I want to go into our buy and sells.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
This is the first time in God knows, it's got to be honestly like 6 weeks of actually potting that I've had actual things to buy and sell on.
Yeah.
Okay. Nose surgery. Buy or sell?
I mean, I've never had nose surgery.
Yeah, but
in terms of me dealing with your nose surgery?
No.
To be fair, Derek's nose, it looks like he's had a nose job.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah, it does. It actually does. And you look very pretty.
I do.
You do, yeah. I told you this.
But
I told you this when you first got it done. I was like, oh, your nose actually, like, it looks different.
Yeah.
And you look very pretty. You look like you. He's giggling like a little geisha. You do look different. It's definitely more upward than it was, and it's more straight than it was. You pouring your beer into a wine glass?
Shiraz.
Anyway, you look very pretty. So that would be a 10, but then minus like 3 points for the complaining. So 7.
I'm sorry.
But it's still a buy.
Okay,
it's still
I'm just now that you're getting Neve's getting low. My surgery was considered major surgery. That's what's classified.
It's not considered major surgery.
Go Google.
I did, because after you told me that, I Googled it, and it's minor surgery.
No, it's not.
It's minor surgery.
What did you Google?
I did the surgery, no surgery that you had.
Septoplasty.
Yeah, septoplasty. Google, is a septoplasty minor surgery or major surgery? Google it right now. And I want to see the screen.
Yeah.
Because I I can tell by your face it says minor surgery.
No, but no.
Babe, it's okay. It's minor surgery. It's just in your nose, so it's super sensitive. And I understand that it was painful, and that's why you're complaining. But it was minor surgery.
I swear I read something that said it was major though.
Yeah, that's when I was like,
Huh. Okay.
But I'm still gonna give a buy on no surgery because you look so beautiful.
I can't wait for you to get your teeth pulled out.
Wow.
Because
Can I just say that a year ago they cut through 7 layers of me and I was awake for all of it and they pulled a fucking baby out of my insides.
I don't.
That was major surgery.
I don't see the correlation.
That was
I
major
don't see
surgery.
the correlation between my
Okay?
nose and your baby thing.
Your baby thing. But I would still give it a buy because you look so beautiful and you can breathe properly.
So, buy or sell?
It's a buy.
Okay, that's all we needed.
Would you buy or sell?
I'll buy. Yeah, if you a deviated septum, buy. I'm buying because it feels good. Like it already feels good. I'm just really interested to see once it heals, like what that means because I genuinely do feel like I should be able to run more.
Yeah, I think you will because you can intake more air. It just makes sense. It's science.
You know what's crazy?
Science.
So think of how much I run for a soccer team.
Yeah.
Science. I did that with my deviated septum. So in theory, I should be able to run more. Do you know who also has a really bad deviated septum?
Who?
Paul. Paul told me he's
get your fucking nose surgery.
Paul
buddy.
was like, oh dude, I broke my nose and it's like I definitely can't breathe well. Maybe I should get it. And I was like, Paul, you minimum can run 40K.
I feel like I'm missing out because I'm the only person that hasn't broken their nose and had nose surgery.
I think it means that you've not done things.
Do you want to break my nose?
No.
For the banter.
Why'd you break your nose? She asked me to.
Funsies.
Okay, so
next one.
Time off doing nothing. I'm gonna go first. I'm a hard sell on that. I hate it. I actually hate it. Like it seems at first like a nice thing. Like even I was excited. I was like, oh, you know what? This will be cool. Like I'll have 2 weeks. I must admit, I've appreciated the time off with Juliet. I've treated it like paternity leave. So I've had this like more open sense of I'm just like, oh, I'm just hanging with my baby. This is fun. So I have had that, which I've like, I don't want to say like that sucked. I loved it, but it has started as soon as the drugs started to wear off. It started to make me go crazy just sitting around.
Well, it's different as well if you're just like having paternity leave to spend with your kid versus having paternity leave but you're also hurting and you can't do soccer and you can't do gym and you can't do all of that shit, you know. Anyway, I'm a hard buy because I've been doing it for the past year on maternity leave and I've loved every second of it. And that's not so much like I really love my job and I'm really excited to be going back to work. Like I love my job. But it has been nice doing absolutely nothing for the past year and just getting to like hang with my baby. Like that has been awesome.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna buy on that.
Really, my biggest regret in life now is not having millions of dollars so that when Juliet was born, I just didn't have to work.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I think that's everyone's biggest regret in life is
exactly,
not having millions of dollars.
Yeah, but I'm saying more for the reason of I would want it so that I could spend time with her, not the obvious fact that $1 million is sweet. But anyhow, okay, this leads into the next one. You can't really, or I guess you could obviously still say paternity leave. I'm gonna buy on that, like. More so for anyone listening, if you're a dad. I've said this from day one to everyone. The only advice I give to people about parenting is, as a dad, take as much time as you can off. But I also understand finances are a thing.
Yeah.
So if you can only take a day off, do that. If you can somehow manage to take a year off. And if you take a year off work, you're obviously going to financially hurt.
Yeah.
But what I'm referring to is if you don't for a year work and you're able to still pay your bills, do it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's well.
Well, look at it. So, okay, this week, this is actually a really special thing, is because Derek had these 2 weeks off, you saw Juliet walk for the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not talking about, like, she took her first steps, but she randomly one fucking Wednesday afternoon or whatever it was, just got up on her walker and just started zooming around out of nowhere. Out of literally, there was no signs. I was like, your mom was here and we were all just sat talking, and she just stood up, held her walker, and just started going. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I felt bad because my mom was talking about how hard it was to take care of 3 wiener dogs. And I couldn't even speak because I was watching it happen, and I just like pointed at Juliet and I was like, yeah, I could see because my mom was talking. I didn't want to like obviously ignore her, but so I was like that. But then Neve was like pointing, and I could see Juliet just started like walking. The best part of her walk is she's like a mad woman. She's like ha 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 ha, like running, and you're like, you got to stop laughing when you walk.
Yeah.
It just makes it seem
she
like
looks crazy.
She looks crazy, but it was so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, like right there alone, I'm interested. I see Zach next week at Dax's bachelor, and I want to ask him about that because for Olivia is the only one of his kids he got to take paternity leave for.
Right.
And at the time, I mean, I didn't have really opinion. I wasn't like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, I didn't think about it. But now, and he had said, he was like, oh, dude, it was the best.
Yeah.
Now I can understand why he meant that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely hard buy on the paternity leave. If you're having a baby, do everything in your power to not have to work for as long as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I think I would say. Okay, and the last one, daycare, buy or sell?
Buy.
Okay.
Buy. It's hard for me because like it's hard for her to go to daycare because I miss her so much. But it's a buy because like she has the best time. She has so much fun when she's there. She's socializing with kids her age. She's learning like social skills, and she's doing stuff that I couldn't do for her if she was just home with me all the time, you know? Like she has activities there that would just be too much for me to do on a day-to-day. So yeah, like hard buy.
Yeah, I am too. I would have been if a few weeks ago. I always thought that people that ran daycares were fucking weirdos, and that was just. I mean, like I don't know. It's just to me. It just first off, I didn't really think of it that much.
Yeah.
But I always just thought it was weird that like I don't know. Jen Barrett was the only person I knew that was like obsessed with kids. She was like when we met her in grade 8, she was like, I want babies. And you're like, okay. So like if
that was me.
Yeah. So like
that was me when I was
you
in
should
school.
meet Jen then. You'd really like Jen. She's the one that I told you at Gabe's grandma's wedding had hair down to her like.
Yeah.
She if she had said to me like, oh, I'm doing anything children, I would be like, okay, fair. But I just thought it was like a weird thing like that you'd want to go into. Again, more just from my perspective. It's not that it's weird at all. And I actually genuinely thought a little bit, I was like, only fucking weird pedophile like people would want to be around kids. And then as soon as we toured the daycare,
these are just people that
people
like
were
genuinely
so nice. Like I was like, why did you think
love
that?
kids,
Like that's such a dumb thought. I think it is. It is a dumb thought, but I think it's fair to think you're just being protective of your kid. Like, who are these fuckers?
Yeah.
But like, as soon as I met them, I was like, oh, they just are like the people that just love kids so much. Like Miriam,
she's the like head.
She was so nice.
Yeah. And Heejung as well, who's like the like, in air quotes, head teacher of the infant toddler classroom. She's so lovely.
Yeah, they've both been so nice.
Yeah.
It's Heejun and who?
Miriam.
No, there's one.
There's two
Heejun
helpers as well, and I can't remember their names. But they're all super lovely.
Yeah, they're super nice. So I'm a big buy on it, especially too. I've noticed Juliet. Every time she comes home from preschool, she's definitely learned a lot.
Yeah.
And I think the thing she learned is like, basically like you can tell your kid to go walk.
Yeah.
And I assume they'd eventually learn to walk.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're exposed to a whole bunch of other kids walking, I think it makes them go like, I can try to walk. Or like, not just walking, like everything they do, right?
Yeah.
Whereas because like that's what I hear from so many parents is the thing of, my kid learned like, oh, they bring all this stuff home from school.
Yeah.
And I understand the negative of that, but there's also a lot of positive to that because that's social interaction.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, it's very nurture versus nature, right? Like, we can teach her so much, but she has to see other kids her age interacting with her to be able to learn that stuff too.
Yeah, and I do wonder, like, I don't think not putting your kid in daycare sets them back, but I think putting them in daycare puts them forward.
Yeah.
That because it's not like a thing of you're like, well, your kid's not going to meet other kids in that setting until preschool. Yeah. You're like, well, that's the point of preschool, right? So it's not like a wrong. Yeah. But I definitely think if your kid's going to, like, I don't think I went to daycare.
I think I went to a Montessori at like 2.5.
The only thing I can think of that might have been a daycare is my mom was in a bowling club in West Van. West Van used to have, Park Royal used to be way different. Yeah. It used to be like a dirt patch that was wide open and there was a bowling alley in it. Yeah. And my mom used to take, me and Jamie actually found this out. We both used to be put in daycare where our moms would bowl it. Like, it was like a full on bowling club.
That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah. And all I remember was the woman that took care of us. We'd go in this big, huge open room. There was all these toys and stuff, and we could watch like their little TV. But the woman there had huge boobs, and she'd always hug you and be like, your face would go in it. And I told Jamie that, and Jamie's like, yo, I did that too. And he remembered fully as well. And me and Jamie were like, did we hang out? And we just, because we were the exact same age, right?
Yeah. I have like very vague memories of my Montessori. One of them was climbing a tree. One of them was this kid kicking sand in my eyes because there's a sandbox. And another one was the bathroom, and we all had to brush our teeth after lunch.
What's a Montessori?
Montessori is like a daycare, but you learn stuff too. It's like a preschool.
Did you have to wear a suit?
No.
A lady suit?
Did you not wear a suit?
Pantsuit?
It was in Glastonbury. I went to Montessori in Glastonbury.
Did you have to wear a cape?
They taught us Dungeons and Dragons.
No, they didn't. They probably taught you witchcraft, yeah.
Why do you think you're so in love with me?
This makes so much more sense.
It's the Montessori witchcraft.
Nasty potion you gave me. Yeah, I think that would be fun one time if we should, when we're next time in England, bring our podcast stuff and do a pod from the top of the tour.
It's so windy up there, you would not hear a thing.
We go in the tour.
It's like a wind tunnel. You wouldn't be able to hear a thing if we did a podcast up there.
Hand to the right of it. Right? All right, so here we are live from the tour. Okay, and now we got to move on to our
buy and sells.
Ours. So mine was.
What's your buy?
My buy was first star 2 weeks in a row.
Was what?
I remember I was the MVP of the match, or at man
of
the match.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Wasn't that your last one?
How do you undo?
Undo what? Derek's a little bit worse for wear right now. He's had 2 Chardonnays and a beer.
Okay, on my nerves.
Yeah, I thought your 2 stars was the last one you did.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your this week's one?
Wait, and then, no, okay, how do you know when you push something and you want, undo typing. Oh, there you go. And yours was Juliet waving in bed.
That was our last week's one?
That was the last time we did
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So my buy of the week, I'm just going to say successful nose surgeries.
Okay.
Just solely because, like, I don't know, I can, to the listeners, I don't know how to explain it unless you've had a plugged nose, but like when I would breathe before, my left nostril, like.
You said this.
I did say this.
At the beginning of the
Okay,
pod.
so yeah, like now I can just breathe again. So that's my buy.
That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
My buy is being fully back at work. Right. I love my job, even though most people think it's lame, and I'm probably like the Chandler Bing of of life, because nobody really knows what I do, including me. But I really love my job. I love working and all of that jazz. So being back at work is really, really nice for me. That's a hard buy.
Nice. I like that.
Okay. What's your sell of the week?
I just want to say before we move on, I just feel like people don't realize how important work is. Like, you think I guess if you have millions and millions and millions of dollars and you actually don't need to work,
yeah,
it's not important anymore, because you can like I don't know, to be honest with you, if you said to me I had unlimited money, I don't even need unlimited where I'm buying yachts and stuff. I just mean like you can just go do other stuff and like do that. I would do that. I think most would. Yeah. But like for the average folk, I think you need to go to work so that you.
I also think you need to like your work. Like if you hate your job or hate what you do or it makes you depressed, then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
And why are you doing it? I have never stayed in a job that I didn't enjoy. Like, that's why I left customer service, because I was so fucking sick of dealing with people. Like, I was really good and I could have progressed, but like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm not gonna be berated by customers just for money. Like, and now I'm doing something I love. So
yeah, there you go. I mean, that's what I think is a funny thought of people that are successful and they have a ton of money, and people are like, why do they keep working? But they don't get it, because like, that's my dad. Yeah, my dad loved what he did. He could have retired 10 times over. But that's not the point. Like, the reason he wasn't, my dad's wealth came via hard work and smart finance. Yeah. He's not some dude that's like, I did one thing and made $50 million. Yeah. So where he was when he sadly passed, people had said things like, he should have just retired and enjoyed, but it's like, you don't get it, because he loved what he did. Yeah. The money, if your focus is money, then you're gonna go, you had enough. But that wasn't the point, right? My parents are the same. My parents are both past retirement age, and they just really enjoy what they do. I honestly could see myself one day retiring into doing your dad's job. My dad loves his job. He's a gardener, right? Like landscape gardening. He's basically a handyman. He just does the jobs for people that they don't need to do. He has like multiple clients. He works for a school where he does stuff. He like cuts down branches, he puts up fences, he gets rid of debris. Like, he's just an all around kind of like outdoor handyman, and he loves it. Yeah. And I don't think he'll retire until he like can't physically do it anymore. Exactly. Yeah. It's I don't know. It's I think people get too caught up in currency and money. Yeah. Like they like, well, what's the point of a job, to make money? And you're like, well, yeah, like obviously. I wouldn't do what I do for free because I need to work to live. But I genuinely think that people would do more than they think if they didn't ever have to work. Like, I think if you told people, like, you know what? You can get all your necessities. You're not going to get Ferraris, but you get all your necessities paid for and you can just chill. You would see a upswing of people that do that. But I think slowly it would just return to a lot of people are motivated and want to do stuff. That's why I believe in communes. Hippie communes.
I would love to be in a hippie commune.
Commune of the butt plug.
And what's your sell of the week?
Mom. My sell of the week was shredded cheese.
Last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
what was
you're
mine?
sick while parenting. Which
Facts.
I'd argue you still are.
The sickness has like lingered.
I think one thing I've noticed, and I've spoken to a doctor about this, one of my clients, is, well, you know what? I should say they've informed me about it. That's unfair to say I've noticed it. It was the reverse. I'm telling the doctor, I'm like, what I've noticed. No, they told me is they've noticed that since COVID, people get sick for longer lingering, not just with COVID. Because COVID always had that, like the COVID cough for a few weeks, you'll cough after. Yeah. But and I can say for myself, I've noticed it since they've told me that. Yeah. Is every time I get sick, you can point to, oh, you're getting older, but it's across the board. Like it's not just like, I used to get sick and I'd be like, oh, I'm sick for a few days, and then let's say it's a week. Yeah. For 1 week, maybe you miss a day or two of work and then you're back. You're back or whatever. This is like, I've missed my work. And now for the next 3 weeks, I have this. Which is weird.
And I think, like, now, like, finally, in the past maybe 2 days, I've started feeling less sick, which is 2 weeks since I actually had, like, the fever and everything like that.
I mean, I've noticed your energy levels have gone up. I didn't know it was because you're feeling better, but I have noticed that, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not, like, sniffling all the time and all of that as well. But yeah, okay, my sell of the week. Shitty parking. Shitty parking. I went down to Life Labs to go to get a blood test, and then I went to London Drugs afterwards. And both times when I parked, once at Life Labs and then again at London Drugs, people just wanted to fucking cross over into my space. And when I came back to my car, I had to squidge. I had to squidge in.
What's a squidge?
It's like a squeeze. A squidge is like a squeeze.
Oh, okay.
And I had to like squidge into my seat because these fuck faces don't know how to park their cars.
I think that is one of my biggest pet peeves is parking is a weird thing when you show up at a parking lot because you don't know who the dickhead is. You could have had to park to the left because the person to the right was in your spot and that was the only spot, right?
Yeah.
So you don't actually know. But I think there's more often than not it's bad. I do think it's more often than not bad parking as opposed to unfortunately, I had to park bad because of. Yeah. But there is.
But even when somebody parks bad next to me, I will park straight just to make the persons next to me who park bad life difficult. Because that's the type of person I am. I'm like, fuck you. I'm going to get so fucking close to you that you have a really hard time getting out of your shitty parking space. And that will teach you a lesson not to park shitty in the future. But that's just because I'm bitter and petty.
Do you know what diplomatic immunity is?
I wish I had diplomatic immunity.
My sell of the week is Neve not having diplomatic immunity.
I should have diplomatic immunity.
I would love to see how wild you would run if you just knew nothing could happen to you.
I know, because I run pretty wild now, knowing that shit can happen to me. Like
that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't say I'm an aggressive driver / parker, but
like, would I fight Neve? Yes. Would I fight her?
No.
Would I fight her in a parking lot? Not a chance.
I am a very big. I suffer with road rage. I'm sorry. I do. I suffer with road rage, and I yell at 6'5" men when they cut me off because I think there are no consequences when you're in a car.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
It's not a good thing. Have you seen that movie where the chick has like beeps at a guy and then he follows her and kills her? Because that would be me.
Wait, is that actually a movie?
It is a movie. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like this chick like beeps at a dude and he's already killed his wife, and then he like hunts her down. Can't remember what the movie's called, but that would be me, because I think it's called Wife Hunt. I honestly think I have the biggest dick when I'm driving. I'm like, no one can touch me. I'm a better driver than anybody on this road, and if you fuck with me, you'll get the horn.
This is Neve. 4 beers?
2 glasses of Chardonnay and 3 beers.
3 beers deep. Don't fuck with her. I think we should leave on that. Don't fuck with Neve unless you want to get dropped. And if you get through her, I'll stab you in the back. So watch your back post-fight.
Anyway. That's the end of our pod.
See you next week. Yeah.